How has it been a firefighter in 𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗁, Mississippi?
Every day different, man, but for the most part, it's a very rewarding job, man. You get to meet different people in the community. You get to help people, you know.
With you being a captain, how would you handle conflict with your firefighters or RDOs?
Well, me, basically, by me being a captain on a shift, I like to look at my co-workers, other brother firefighters and sisters as a family.
Firefighter affecting your personal life.
Man, basically, you right on here with the children and things like that. We do go with a lot that affect us as firemen. But I think God don't make no mistakes. You see what I'm saying? I think
Not at all.
He won't put no more than you can bear.
I am back. Matthew Lord, channel Gift of God. I do want to say that I am grateful for the ones who watched my video when I fed 300 students, 100 boxes of pizza. I do want to thank y'all for liking and subscribing. Please continue to like and subscribe. And right now, I'm slightly doing a podcast, so I have a guest coming on. I definitely want him to feel welcome and comfortable when he come in. So this is me introducing him. He's a firefighter out of 𝗵𝗺𝗀, Mississippi. He's a lovely father figure. He's been working for the Battle Fire Department 10 years. And I do want to say that I'm grateful for him coming on my channel and making this the best he can be. Here he is now. How'd you feel on the way here?
Man, I felt a little excited, man. Come chop it up with my brother. You know how, man, you chop it up behind the scenes. People don't see, but this time they get to, witness two kings talking. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I'm glad I had you on this channel. I'm glad you came on.
Man, I'm glad you having me, bro.
So I want to start off by just saying that how's life been for you?
Man, life been up and down. It's been lifing, but as I grow in my walk, man, I start to appreciate life more and more. So every day I'm waking up is a blessing, man. Kids doing good, wife doing good, finances good. So man, life good right now.
That's what I expected to hear.
Yeah.
From a guy like you, we always have these talks. Day in, day out, the fire department, we had these talks in the kitchen, workout area. So walking down the hallway, walking down the stairs, we just had these conversations. It's just mind blowing that, from when they say the old should teach the young, and you just having words of wisdom, and I'm listening to it, not just hearing you. I'm actually listening, and it actually showing up in effect. And that's great. And I want to start off by saying that, how has it been a firefighter in 𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗁, Mississippi?
Every day different, man, but for the most part, it's a very rewarding job, man. You get to meet different people in the community. You get to help people, and sometimes you see a lot of things people go through in life, whether it's accidents, fatal accidents, houses losing everything they own, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes your heart get heavy, you see what I'm saying? And you take that stuff back to the station with you, or you take it home with you, understanding that you blessed because you got all your family and your kids. And then sometimes you think about the people who done lost everything, and you feel like you feel more appreciative of the things you got. And just being a fireman, man, it's very rewarding. I ain't saying financially rewarding, but it's very self-rewarding. You see what I'm saying? As a person, as giving person, as helping people. So that's about it on that.
So you would say that would initially drew you to become a firefighter?
Actually, no. I had no anticipation of being a firefighter, man. I think back in 2015, my daughter was born, man, and I graduated Mississippi State around the same time, and I started filling out applications, man, and I seen on the news that the fire department was hiring. So I filled out the fire department application, and they was the first one to call me back, man. Out of all that time in school, all that hard work, none of them in my field that I filled out, they didn't call back as fast as the fire department. So by me having a daughter, I had to make a decision. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing that I wanted to be. Like most people, I want to be a firefighter. I definitely didn't want to be a firefighter. So as I got the opportunity, man, I went out for the training, passed the training, took the test, and, I became a firefighter, man. And as I grew in it, I started gaining love for it.
So that love drew you to talk to other firefighters, when we have fire safety week, and honestly, we have to go there, dress up in our turnouts, air tank, face masks, and then sit there and, arouse the kids with what it actually means to become a firefighter, like what we actually have to go through, depending on the turnouts. We can weigh around 175 pounds, clean air when we go in there, so we don't inhale too many chemicals. So that's kind of eye-opening to young guys, which we, Mississippi, Jackson in particular, bumped that age down to 18, from 21 to 18 to hire more people.
Right.
I always thought that, the old should teach the young, which, like I said, we kind of fading away from that way of thinking, and now it's not more traditional for the old to teach the young, and that's kind of like, we had to keep moving on, because a lot of things can't be reversed or flipped back. You becoming a firefighter kind of make people want to grind harder, love the job more.
Right.
Going to fire with like ambition to want to come out, to know you have family at home, that, hey, I want to make it back home to my family. I'm in the fire. I want to make it back home to my family. So I love it, but at the end of the day, I do want to make it back home to my family. So what do you? So what? Another thing that kind of is moving towards firefighters moving towards technology. Technology is becoming the big thing in this coming era. So how do you view technology when it comes down to firefighters?
Technology in the firefighter service, man, is very well needed. And I think it's give us a more accurate, as far as using the GPS and the new apps and things they have for the firemen to be able to respond at an appropriate time. So, and especially with the toning out, dispatch giving us text messages so we can receive the text messages quicker, and things like that. The stuff that they installing in the trucks now, we got touch screens and all that good stuff. So technology is a great access for the fire department, I think.
Another thing that tend to go on with fire departments is a bunch of conflict. How do you handle conflict amongst your firefighters?
Man,
With you being a captain, how would you handle conflict with your firefighters or RDOs?
well, me basically, by me being a captain on a shift, I like to look at my co-workers, other brother firefighters and sisters, as a family. And I like to come in as a family. I know we got a rank system. You a captain, you a lieutenant, or this and that. But I don't come off as that ain't my style of captain. I come in as a family, and we try to be truthful and honest with each other. And I try to once a month have a conference meeting where we touch bases with everybody, make sure everybody on the same page, make sure your mental right, make sure some stuff going right. But as far as conflicts, depending on the degree of the conflict is give me the indication on how to handle the conflict. So if it's just some basic argument or something, I kind of step back and see if they can handle it. But if we get further than that, we'll come into a more intimate setting, reboot them back, let them understand we brothers and sisters, respect each other, this and that, and get both sides of it, squash it, give each other a hug, and we back to work. You know what I'm saying?
Because firefighters should always, because you never know when they transfer into public, when you out getting groceries, because firefighters always say, I have a second home for my real home. So how do you see transfer conflict, disagreements in public, handling that we supposed to we supposed to have a more professional appearance when we out in public. So anything that we have to say to each other or conflict or disagreement, we should wait till we get back to the station to have that conversation, like real men and like, as professional firefighters, to not draw attention from the public and citizens of Byram or Jackson, to sit there and have them recording us. Then now we have something else to deal with,
Right.
which we always want to, the fire department always want to hold a great reputation.
Right.
So how would you want to look at it as a captain point of view with holding a standard, a good
Well,
reputation standard.
but me, as far as my crew, I make that established from the door. We're gonna dress well, and when we go out in public, we're gonna be professional. And as far as my experience in the fire department, I really haven't had a person, but I have seen it from far off. People, they may be on the scene sagging their pants, cussing, and that's something I really don't like. But as far as me personally, I
Mm.
never had that situation because I set the grounds before. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be professional, and we're gonna treat people kind, and we're gonna watch our character, and we're gonna do that in public. So I never had that situation, man, because I always start from the foundation and I got a good crew. You see what I'm saying? Everybody respectful, everybody men, and we got a woman on our shift too. She's very outgoing and she does what she holding up for the women. So
Mm.
fortunately for me, I don't have to deal with that. You see what I'm saying?
I do want to pick back up off of the attire.
Yeah.
I do like the Byram attire, and
Yeah.
I also like the Jackson attire,
Yeah.
and that's a lovely, you know, that's a lovely outfit, a lovely uniform for us to
Mm.
walk around, shirt tucked in, boots, and occasionally have hats or hoodies on, or jackets,
Yeah.
to stay warm in the wintertime or when the summertime come around. Wear, a pair of shorts, to be comfortable in the season that we in. And if you was if you had an opinion, or if you had if the head chief give you something, he give you an outlook of, hey, do you want to come in and make, kind of help me with some options of y'all uniform? Like, how would you go in and sit down and talk with the chief about the uniform? Would you kind of talk it amongst the whole shift, or would you kind of,
Yeah. Man, yeah, that's about right, man. I'm basically an all included type decision maker. If we are a team and we dress in the same thing, I want to get everybody's opinion on what they think. But ultimately, I make the decision. But I want to include everybody on what they design or what they mind, what they vision in their mind. That's basically how I do it. I take pieces from everybody, put it together, and make something great. You know what I'm saying?
you're a very sociable person,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
people person,
definitely. I stand on that.
engaging with your crew.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
how does being a firefighter affect your personal life? Because a lot of firefighters, they look happy coming to work, but behind closed doors, they go through so much being
Yeah,
home, knowing that they're away from their, being at the station, knowing they're away from their children a lot,
right.
and it's kind of like mind consuming that, hey, your children calling in the morning, tell you I'm finna go get on the bus, or
Yeah,
hey, I'm back home from school,
yeah,
I'm finna get in bed. They serve. I wouldn't say serve. I would say they have their time 8 hours at school away from the parents. So it's like it's always been said, they spend more time with the teachers than they spend with the actual parents,
yeah.
especially around school years. And I wanted to ask you that because it affects so many firefighters' lives that, hey, some firefighters can't bear it. My condolences to the firefighter, committed suicide. And I definitely want to say that, hey, what is your take on firefighter affecting your personal life?
Man, basically, you right on here with the children and things like that. We do go with a lot that affect us as firemen. But I think God don't make no mistakes. You see what I'm saying? I think
Not at
He
all.
won't put no more than you can bear. You feel me?
Mm.
So you right. When I first started, man, it's very time consuming. I'm watching my kids grow from afar. You see what I'm saying? I'm watching them grow from afar, but I'm still present. Thank God for FaceTime. You see what I'm saying? And that's definitely take a toll on a firefighter being gone 24
Mm.
hours in my situation 48 hours. So I'm gone 20 days a month. I'm only at home 10 days a month. So when I get home, all the attention is to the family because they deserve it. You see what I'm saying? So it's definitely time consuming. You're gonna sacrifice time. And another thing that it is very, I don't want to say traumatizing, but
Mm.
for the lack of better words, uh, it's kind of traumatizing, especially when you first start off. You may see incidents where somebody got burnt up or killed or shot or fatal accidents where you seeing a gruesome scene up front.
And you
So
want
when
to
you
make sure you make it home to your children.
exactly, and it make you way more appreciative, you know. And then when you get to the station, you can't sleep, you tossing and turning, and it's a picture steady playing over in your mind. But as time goes by, it's like you develop a numbness to it. Like for instance, at first we had an incident where a baby had burnt up when I was working for Vicksburg Fire Department. Man, we saved that baby out the house. And that kind of messed me up because that was my first incident with dealing with something like that. And man, I was up all kinds of night. And the next morning I ran home, grabbed my kids, you know, it kind of affected me. And as time went on, it's like I grew a numbness to it, to the point where I can go out, see a gruesome scene, and just come back to the station and start eating. Man, like, what quarter they in?
Right.
And sometimes I had to ask myself, like, man, is that human? Like, and it just, you know, over time you develop a wall or defense mechanism automatically. You know what I'm saying? So I think God know what He doing when He putting people in positions because they had the heart to handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and citizens sit outside when the structure is being set on fire or residence is set on fire, and they kind of like, hey, I hope nobody's in there.
Right.
I hope y'all got them out because they always have, you know, the citizens always have their opinion. Which, of course, man, us being firefighters professional, we don't want to be too proud not to take, you know, their opinion on how we can better adjust the fire department or become better at our standards and policies that we, you know, enforce for the chiefs enforce for us to, you know, be able to go out and do our job the right way.
Right.
And I definitely want to say that. With that being said, I do appreciate the citizens. You know, that's how we are paid, taxpaying citizens, and to go forward off that, yeah, how it impact my life is very different. It's kind of like you being older, you been my captain, and you being older, and it kind of moved me in a way that certain things shouldn't be seen when you a firefighter. Like certain things as being a human, you shouldn't see, but this is like a world that has fallen. It's so out of order. It's kind of like you don't want to be. You want to be in tune with what's right, what's positive, and it's hard to do that when every time you turn around, considering a lot of people have social media, every time you turn around, you see something bad on social media. You see some caught on fire. You see riots. You see public displays of like strife and anger. People just breaking into stuff, stealing. I know we all have our flaws. We all have a past behind us. We all have skeletons in the closet.
Right.
But the growth mindset behind it, with us being firefighters, we have 24 hours on our hand to sit at the station and want to read, want to go to school, online classes. There's so many things we can do within that 24-hour time span. Yes. So how would you view that 24 hours, and what are some things that you know you accomplish or can accomplish within that 24-hour time span at your age, closer to retirement than I am? So how would you have that time where you can be with your children? Because like I said, they are out for Christmas. They have 2 weeks after Christmas. 1 week after Thanksgiving. How would you spend that time knowing you have to work, make the money to go home and feed your family? How would you spend that time, the 24-hour time span at work?
Man, basically my 24 hours, I got a saying that I tell people here and there that if you at somewhere 24 hours like a fire department, and you got a lot of downtime, and you're not pouring nothing into yourself, you're not working out, you're not reading, you're not studying something, 24 hours. That's insane to me. You know what I'm saying?
Very.
So at first I didn't have that mindset, but as I developed and I grew, every shift I'm gonna read something. Every shift I'm gonna work out. Every shift I'm gonna bond with a brother, and we gonna motivate each other and prep each other. So my time at the fire department, it becomes, whether you want it to be that or not, the more time you spend time with each other, it becomes a second family. You see what I'm saying? And it's almost you spending more time with them than your actual family. So indirectly, they becoming family. You know what I'm saying? So with my crew, man, we just like to work out, read. You know, me and you, we have reading battles. You know what I'm saying? We see who could read
Yeah.
chapters the fastest and stuff like that, man. And I think I just been blessed with a good crew, man. I done seen the worst, and I think I got a good crew. We definitely communicate together, read, work out, go out, talk to the community. We got a daycare right across the street. Kids love us.
So speaking of community, how you when we go out and do PD, how would I say this? How do you view going out and actually bonding with the community, actually having community event to go to, where we giving away toys for Christmas, or we going out passing out turkeys to the citizens? How would you view that? Do you like that? Is that a highly satisfied thing you like to do? With you being a firefighter, you've been in on 10 years.
Oh yeah, that's a good day when you come to work and the chief give you a list like, man, y'all gotta go spray the kids with water, or we gotta go talk to the kids about fire safety, man. It's always a pleasure going speaking to the public because they smiling when they see us. They clapping, they smiling, they appreciate us, and we giving them, you know, the education behind fire safety. Or we just, you know, we enlighten the kids' eyes. They love firefighters. You see what I'm saying? So anytime we out serving community, man, it's a good thing. With the heart I got, it adds on to it. You know what I'm saying?
And you have a loving heart, man.
Yeah,
I can tell day to day, man.
yeah,
Hard work you put in and the mindset behind you actually want to pass down torch when it comes down to mental thinking that's giving
right.
away that, hey, pick up a book every now and then,
Yeah.
not asking you to stay off social media,
Mm-hmm.
which is social media is not a bad thing, it's just how you use it and it's just how you use your time up. Like spend a little bit of time over here watching social media, spend a little time reading,
Yeah,
spend a little time being more productive than you're not actually making money off YouTube. So don't sit there and just
yeah,
bombard your time with
right,
all that. Hey, I'm on YouTube. What you doing? You ask a person what they doing today. Pretty much people typically say nothing.
right.
And it's like that's kind of mind blowing that you have so much in this world that's going around that trending. You got horseback riding. I know I seen Beyonce that commercial.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a lovely commercial I seen.
yeah. She done turned to a
Horseback
cowgirl.
riding. This I took to a whole nother level right there.
Yeah,
The singer was on point,
yeah,
and I was like, me personally, I like to ride horses. And when it comes down to being a firefighter, when I'm on one day or 2 days, that's enough time for me to go do some more productive things like
yeah.
go ride horses, go learn how to
Mm-hmm.
swim. You
Right.
know, being a firefighter, you have a laid back job, man. You just make it the best. Make it the best of it.
Yeah, make it the best. And when that tone go off, you got to be trained to go. Like sometimes we be having so much fun around the station. That tone hit, we transform into some beasts. You know, we definitely trained to do the job, and that's the excitement of it, man. We ready to go, ready to serve the citizens, and we developing skills as far as iron sharpening iron when we amongst each other. You know,
Mm.
we holding each other to a certain standard. And that's a good thing, man. You know, you got a bunch of men sitting around reading books and looking up what books to read. You know, that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
Very
yeah,
good.
yeah,
And I don't want to take up too much of your time, so we're gonna definitely close this out. This
yeah.
is DeMarcus Reed.
Yo, yo.
Like I said, he's a loving family man, and like I said, anything he have, I want to support his business. He have shirts.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to talk a little bit about that before we close this out.
Oh, okay, man. Yeah. Me and my wife, we got a shirt business called Mindset Apparel. We got a brand we've been working on for a few months. Y'all need to check it out, man. Support us at go check us out at KingMindsetApparel.com, and you can follow us on Instagram at KingMindset_.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have anything you want to leave out with besides the shirt business? Anything else you want to?
Man, I just appreciate you having me, man. I see the great things you're doing, man. Keep it up. You know, y'all like, share, and subscribe my boy channel, man. He on his way to being great, and I'm gonna speak that into existence. I just appreciate you having me, man. Y'all be good out there.
I appreciate him. I appreciate him.